Greetings, this is your God State check-in, and the good word for today is, or should we say the good question of the day is, are you going to live in an evil world or are you not? Which one is it going to be? Are you living in a world of faith or fear? Are you living in a world of devastation? Are you living in a world of unrighteousness or righteousness? Which one? Choose ye this day. Which one is it going to be? Is it evil or not? Well, look, I don't really get a say in that because it's evil people out here. Hell, that's where you wrong. That's where you wrong. You absolutely get a say in it. You absolutely get a say in it. And we often hear this theme that we need to fight the evil. We got to fight the evil. We got to stand against the evil. Come together. Fight. We got to stand against the evil. This is always a role that we play in this evil thing. And I am confused by that. I am confused why it's my job to fight evil. Okay? Why is it my job to go up against evil? Why is it my job to get rid of the evil? Maybe it is. Just in a different kind of way. Let's go somewhere. Grab your Bibles and go with me for a moment. There's this confused state that we seem to be in, and I want to help clear it up a little bit. All right, let's go. We've read this verse before, but let's revisit Isaiah 45:7. What does it say? I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Why would your Lord be creating evil? Why is your God creating evil? I need an answer for that. Sounds very suspicious to me. Like, why are you doing that? Because you could not do it. You just told me you making the peace. So why don't you make the peace everything the peace? If everything is light, then why are you creating the darkness? Why are you doing that? Let's go to Lamentations 3:38. You know what Lamentations mean? A wailing, a moaning, a wailing, the crying out of the soul. Lamentation says, out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth both evil and good. Wait, and it's posed as a question. Is it not the mouth of God? What does proceedeth mean? Originate from. So the evil and the good is originating from out of the mouth of God. Why would that be? That's very suspicious to me. You don't think? Let's go to Job. Let's go to Job 2:10. Job is an interesting character. Shout out to the story of Job. Back when I had this fascination with suffering and pain and struggle and hardships, I took Job and his story to heart. I really thought, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. I thought that made sense, but now I know it doesn't. Okay. Job said, shall we receive the good, or just good? Shall we receive good at the hand of God and not receive evil at the hand of God? So he's saying that the good is at the hand of God, from the hand of God, and the evil is from the hand of God. What? You want me to fight evil? It sounds like I need to be fighting your God. Because this nigga is the one that's doing it. Why are you doing it? Now, I know my Bible thumpers are going to say. They're going to say, well, Rook, you're coming from the Old Testament. And we're here, Jesus saved us by the blood. And we live by the New Testament. Well, grab your Bibles and let's go to the New Testament. Matter of fact, let's go right to Jesus. Let's go. Let's see what he had to say about the matter. Come on. Matthew 5 and 45. Let's go 44. Let's start at 44. But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them who curse you. Do good to them who hate you. And pray for them who despitefully use and persecute you. Why would I do that? He goes on to verse 45. This is good. I promise you it's good. He said, that ye may be the child of your Father which is in heaven. So if you want to be a child of the Father, this is what you need to follow. He goes on to say, because that same Father, he he maketh his sun rise on the evil and the good. See, because if he controlling all this thing, if he everywhere at all places at all times, he could make it so it don't rain on the good as well as it does the bad. He doesn't. The sun ain't shining on the evil. The sun wouldn't shine for the wicked people, would they? But this says, yeah, he maketh his sun shine on the evil and the good, and he sends his rain. He didn't say his rain, it just says rain. He sends rain on the just and the unjust. So what we have here, the Jesus character is saying to us, don't be mad at the evil. Don't be mad at the wicked. Don't be mad at the people who doing the evil. Why? Because the Father sends it. The Father co-signs it. You don't find this to be suspicious. If you're reading this book literally, you got to at some point say, this is very bizarre. This is very bizarre. Again, if you're in control of all things, if you know my thoughts before I think them, if you know what I'm doing before I do it, what I hear the Bible thumpers. I hear them. I hear what they're saying. They're saying, well, Rook, yes, because this is what God has to do to get our attention. If you in control of me, essentially, which you have to be if you're saying that you know my thoughts before I have them, you know what I do before I do them, you could intervene. You're telling me that you're creating both of these things, so you could not create the evil. That could be an option. Just don't create the evil. But you're saying that the only way your God can reach you, the only way your God can move you, he could just touch your heart, but that ain't enough. He get off, it seems. Psychotic. I understand why we have so many struggles. I understand why y'all want to talk about mental health. You want to talk about mental illness. How can you read this? How can you believe this? Stand on this, read it literally, and think you okay in your mind? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So if we reading it literally, why am I beefing with the evil when it's your God that's sending the evil? When it's your God that's making it so? Why? I ain't beefing with the evil. The evil ain't the problem. It seems like your God is the problem. If we're reading it literally. But some of us are wise enough to know you don't take the text. You don't take spiritual text and read it literally. That's the point. That's why do you understand that it's supposed to sound so illogical so that you automatically know that there's a deeper meaning? It's supposed to be so outlandish that you know by default, oh, this has a deeper meaning. And it does. Let's go back to Isaiah 45 and 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So if we read this literally, then we have to come to a couple of conclusions that this God that I'm serving is very suspicious in his ways. Like something is off. Something ain't quite right. Like, because how can you create something that you're not? If you can create evil, it's because you evil. If you can create wickedness, it's because your ass is wicked. That's what you say about your friends. That's what you say about people in the world. In order for them to do that, they had to be wicked. In order for them to believe that and to say that, they had to be evil. So how do your God get a pass? Unless we conclude that maybe God ain't what we think it is. Maybe this Lord is not what we think it is. The Lord might just be, what does Lord mean? Ruler. The Lord is the ruler. And what rules you right now? Your mind. Your mind is what rules you. Yes, it does. So now when we revisit the scripture, we learn that what is creating the light, what is creating the dark, what is creating the peace and the evil. How do I create that here? By putting my attention on it. That's how I create it. It's your ass that's doing it. Ta-da! Ta-da! So when we go back to Lamentations and we read, out of the mouth of God proceedeth both evil and good. Out of the mouth of God. What is the mouth of God? The mind of man. The mouth of God is the mind of man. So it is out of your mind that proceedeth both good and evil. That's why you are charged with choose ye this day who you will serve. Is it going to be good or is it going to be evil? Because it's all proceeding out of your mind. How does it proceed out of your mind? Because you put your attention on it. We go back to Job. When Job said, shall we receive good at the hand of God and not receive evil at the hand of God? This is why you give thanks in all things, because it's your ass that's doing it. Is you the source. You are the creator. Create means to bring forth. There are multiple possibilities that are available. And it is you that decides what you're going to bring forth by way of your attention on it. So, when you are charged with loving your enemies, it's saying to you, you love all the thoughts. You love all the possibilities because you're the one generating them. It's all stemming from you. That's why would I war with my mind? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bless the thems, the thoughts that curse me. I'm going to bless those thoughts. Yeah, I am. I'm going to do good to the thoughts that hate me. How do I do good to the thoughts? I make it holy. How do I make the thought holy? It has to be faith or it isn't. It has to be absolute power or it isn't. It has to be absolute perfection or it isn't. Whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are true, pure, and of good report, I think on these things. Yeah. And then I'm going to pray. It lastly told you to pray. Pray for those that despitefully use you. Those thoughts that lead you somewhere that you don't want to go. And persecute you, have you hating on yourself, having you angry with the world and angry with life, bitter. Yeah. Then it proceeds, right? No, then it follows and says that ye may be the child of the Father which is in heaven. You consecrate your mind. You make every thought a holy one. Just by way of your attention. You take your attention off the thoughts that you don't want. You keep your attention on the I am. I am the power. It's me at work. Why? He maketh his sun rise on the evil and the good. So the sun is rising on me either way, whatever I decide to entertain is me at work. The rain that I think is coming on the just and the unjust. Unless again, if you want to read this literally, maybe your God just is just wicked himself. He gets off on riling people up. Like, because if you're saying you're raining on the just, why would you rain on the just? For what? How does that even make any sense? Why would you be raining on the just? You ever, are we thinking about what we're saying? So I ain't beefing with no evil. If you want to see the evil in the world dissipate, then take your attention off of it. But you can't do that, can you? Nah, you ain't willing to do that because you love it. I am proposing to you for the next 111 days to take your mind off every story of evil. I'm proposing to you, I'm challenging you to take your mind off of the world, to not entertain another freaking conspiracy. Don't go down another rabbit hole. Unless that rabbit hole is leading you to the stairway of heaven, we're not interested. I wouldn't care if the aliens showed up tomorrow. Because really all you need is some good snacks. Everybody like good snacks. So if the aliens do show up, just make sure you got some good snacks on board. I'm pretty sure you be like, bro, I come in peace. You know what I'm saying? I got some good snacks. Keep some fruit. Everybody like fruit. I'm pretty sure that'd be good enough. I wouldn't care if the sky fell out tomorrow. Entertain no conspiracies. We're not looking to prove how evil the world is. We're not looking for evidence of how they up to something else. You did not do all of this work. You did not get intentional about your life. You did not get intentional about expanding and evolving, right? Developing your soul to become aware of simply what the world was doing wrong. That ain't what you did this for. If you did, you should just go back to do what you was doing. I think that would be a lot funner. I think it'd be funner, a lot funner. That's not. How do you open your eyes and the only thing you see now is what's wrong with the world? Your eyes are still not open, friend. Your eyes are still not open for the next 111 days. Why 111 days? Well, we like the number 11, master number. Right? The math is today is the 11th. I didn't realize that. Damn. Okay. See, there's a sign. There's a sign. 111 days. Now, I think in the Bible, I can't remember what 11 symbolizes. I want to say it symbolizes chaos. I don't remember in numerology what it. Let's look it up. Let's just look it up real quick. Let's see. Spiritual energy, deep intuition, connection to inner wisdom, representing a bridge between the spiritual and physical realms. Hey, sounds good enough. That's why I picked it. No, actually, it's not. Actually, it's 111 days to the first of the year. Yeah. So it's perfect. It happened to just land just like that. Boom. I'm saying, when have you, since you've been alive, taken your attention off of all of the stories of the world, all of the conspiracies, because y'all don't even understand that the conspiracies, nothing but another trap. Just another trap. God, you still follow you the one following the rabbit. Following the rabbit right into a hole. Right into a hole you're gonna get stuck in. Think about what you're doing when you wake up and you say, I'ma spend my day looking for what they're hiding. I'ma spend my day looking for what is really happening out there. I'm gonna find out what they up to. Now, I'm not saying that you won't ever revisit the conspiracies again. Because I like a good conspiracy myself, so I'd be lying if I say I ain't going down another rabbit hole. However, I'm saying, what would your life look like come January 1, 2026 is from starting. Do we have to start today or we have to start tomorrow? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Whenever you see this, if you start from now until then and you completely saturate your mind with light and peace and power, I don't want you to be looking for what they hiding. Look for what you hiding. You ever thought about that? What is your ass hiding on the inside? What is there? You ever tapped into that? You ever got familiar with that? What would happen if you were so good at recognizing that as you are recognizing this? And the fact that y'all desecrated this, the fact that you took a mudra and tried to turn it into something ugly, because you ignorant. You take sacred symbols and in your ignorance, you give negative meaning to it. What would happen when every time you see 33, every time you see some symbol, every time you see Baphomet or some other symbol that has you shaking in your boots, I wonder if you started to see symbols within yourself, if you started to feel things within yourself so that it triggers you in the same way. It'll get you off. Like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's my sign. I'm God right there. That's my sign. I'm doing this shit. That's the sign that this world belongs to me. Huh? That this world is mine. The world wakes up waiting to serve me. The sun does rise and shine on my call. Somebody said, you don't make the sun rise and shine. I don't know. Who don't? Who don't? Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. You don't even know that you the son. You talk to me. You come back and talk to me when you figure that part out. Talking no mess to me. Telling me. Didn't science tell you? The same thing that's in the stars is in you? What would happen? What would happen if you stop raining? Stop sending rain. You sending the rain in your life. I don't care if you don't like it. Stop making the sun rise on the evil. You're making the sun rise. You know who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. You're doing it. You're doing it. You cannot play the same game as everybody else. When are you going to get this around your thick skull? When? You cannot do what they do. You cannot react the way they react. We ain't got no problem. Who is the they? Whoever you think they are. You're not here for that, friend. What has to proceed out of the mouth of your God? What has to proceed out of the mouth of your God, which is the mind of you, has to be the good. Well, I'm just saying. I heard somebody say, you know what I'm saying? It's like toxic what do they call it? Toxic what do y'all call it? Damn, what's the word? Positivity? Toxic positivity. Wow. Wow. I didn't ask you to ignore evil. I didn't ask you to do that. Because to ignore something, you still got to acknowledge its existence. I said, take your attention off of it fully. I said to practice that and see what that be like. Just see what it be like. I just want to know. I need to know if you in, and then I'm gonna need a report back. We gonna run this thing to January 1, and I'm gonna need a report back to what that looked like. What you're like. I'm telling you, and I was about to say I don't make guarantees. Hell yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I do. I make guarantees. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. You take your mind off of this, what you think is the real world. You have no idea what's in store for you. You have no idea what'll start coming up for you. You have no idea what starts to rise up in you. And really, it's just you recognizing what's there. You ain't finding nothing. You ain't discovering nothing new. It's you recognizing what's already there. It's a trap. You're in a trap right now, and that's why you don't feel good. That's why you don't feel good. See, what people missed, what people got mixed up about what went down 2020. You think that they lied to people. You're like, oh, they just lied. They just lied. They just lied. Okay, they told some lies. It wasn't about telling lies, though. They don't have to lie to you. Who is the they? Whoever you think they are. Nobody has to lie to you. All they need to do is create confusion. That's all they need to do. Because when you confuse, you're in trouble. You're in trouble when you confuse. You don't know who you are when you confuse. You unstable when you confuse. You unsettled. There's a doubting that's going on. And once you start doubting, fear is right behind it. Fear is right behind it. The good book says God is not the author of confusion. 1 Corinthians 4:33. God is not the author of confusion. So if God ain't the author of confusion, who has to be the author of confusion? God being the good, the excellent, the perfect. It actually goes on. Let's add that last part. God is not the author of confusion, but of, you ready? You ready? You ready? Peace. That's how you know. Or am I going against my nature? If the answer is yes, you will never have peace. Mark those words. Never. Never. You can numb it, you can run, you can hide, you can get escapes. You know when you're in tune with you and you're not going against your nature, when you are at peace. No matter what's going on in the world, you are at peace. You are at peace. You can debate this all you want. People argue like, no, because you just are not empathetic. Okay. What has your empathy done for you lately? Because it seems like it got you in a hell. It seems like you in a prison, friend. Some asylum of some sort. What has that done for you? What did it look like when you put that down? I ain't telling no more of their stories. I'm not on the lookout for no evil. I'm not on the lookout for bad men. How in the world can you spend all of your time, majority of your time, on the lookout for what's wrong, what's evil, what's wicked, what's not working, who's deceptive, right? Who is up to something suspicious? How can you do that majority of your time and think that your life is going to be anything close to peace, to anything close to joy, to happiness, to love? I don't want you to take my word for it. Just do an assessment over your life. You ain't got to take my word for it because you already been doing it. I know. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. What happens when you take your attention off of that? What happens when you take your attention off of that? There is no confusion when you're in tune with self. And you become in tune with self by putting your attention on self. Somebody asked, how do I, dang, what was the question? How do I start to believe these things? Well, what is a belief? A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. Or we could say a belief is something that you think and do not question. You just, whatever you're unwilling to question, belief. So I don't know if I would focus on that. Like, how do I believe this? How do I believe this? I just would put my attention on the truth. I just keep putting my attention on the truth. I keep coming back to it. You ain't gonna tell me that in the midst of your days that you don't carry this mind with you, that you're not carrying, like you're in control of your mind and your thoughts. You're in control of what you put your attention on. Right now, you do not have to be on social media. Some of you, unless you're working, you don't have to be on social media while you're up there. And even if you're working, there are so many softwares now where if you have to post things, you can post and go. You can use others of software that can post for you and you can get on about your business. You don't have to be up there while you're up there. You can tell them, take me out of the group chat. You ain't even got to, I don't know if it's on all phones. I know it's on iPhones. Leave the conversation. I'm so glad I didn't know that. Everybody know not to put me in no group chat. Don't even put me in there. There ain't no need. I ain't responding. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm not interested in what y'all talk about. See, I already told y'all I don't really know how to be a good human. Not in the way that y'all define it, because I ain't putting up with your shit to be a good human. I'm not listening to your shit on a consistent basis to be a human. A good human, or what you define as a good human. Take me out of them conversations. No. I got people upset with me right now. And Really, they ain't upset with me. They're upset with themselves because they have had some type of idea of who they think I was or who they thought I was. Whatever. I don't know. But I done told you I turned my back on this world. I've been in hermit mode for quite a long time. Honestly, for the, probably over the last decade. Probably since about 2000. It started around 2012. That's when it started. And I said, I need my time back. I've given the world my. Well, my battery went dead. However, I think we were talking about turning away from the world. I just told everybody I wasn't interested in playing their game. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. I'm not going to. I ain't returning certain phone calls because I don't want to. I'm not entertaining certain conversations because I don't want to. I'm not going to certain events because I don't want to. I don't care what it is. It could be a baby shower. It can be a funeral. I don't care. And I'm not going to explain myself because that was what was important to me. I gotta know, like, what is this thing and how do I use it? How do I get it under my command? How do I get my life to look the way I want it? That became the focus. And I'm saying for 111 days to the end of the year. I ain't saying forever. I'm just saying just see what that be like. Just see what that be like. Just see. What is it like when you reacquaint yourself with yourself? That's all I'm asking. What is that? You've already tried the other way. And the reason many of you are feeling so terrible and you're struggling because life is saying to you, choose again. Stop living like them. You're not like them. That's why it doesn't work. It don't matter. Do you understand that you can find examples of people being successful, making a lot of money, and using them? Like, there are some people who are operating solely by way of the logical mind. If you're more heart-centered, if you're more in tune with your soul, it ain't gonna work for you. You can't live like that. You've already tried it. So you can try this. I'm giving you a suggestion. You do it whatever you want. You can just stay being triggered. You can stay feeling sorry for yourself. You can stay being pitiful and angry and seeing the world as an ugly place and blaming everybody else. Keep doing that. And I'm not being funny. Keep doing it. Keep doing it till it dry your ass all the way up, till it beats you down, till you just finally like, I've had it. Then maybe revisit this. So that's it. Peace.